What's going on, party people? It's Coop's Cardboard, and welcome to a deck tech slash deck list video. This is kind of what I deem as what I do in CEDH. This is Stella Wild Card. She is an Is-It deck. I mainly play her in very competitive environments. She allows me to cast my second spell each turn, exile the top card of my library until end of turn I may play that card, and then I can tap her and copy instant or sorcery spell that I control, and I may choose new targets for the copy and activate only if I cast 3 or more spells, which will allow me to do a lot of storm, or I can do a control deck, but it's more of a Spellslinger, Storm, combo-y deck. So right now, I kind of have, we got land. I do have Fading Hope in here. Return target creature to its owner's hand if its mana value is 3 or less, and I scry 1. A lot of these are going to be 1-drop spells, so I can get her second ability where she taps to copy something. And there's a combo in here that allows me to tap her and untap her and tap her and untap her, constantly pinging people for 1 and winning the game that way. I do want to put a Thorkel in here with a Underworld Breach, but I don't have that right now. But if you have any suggestions for Stella adding her any cards into this deck, let me know. Definitely want to do that. We got an Expedite. Target creature gains haste until end of turn and I draw a card. Viren, Voice of Duality. I'm not sure if I want to run this card, but people say it's really good, so I'm debating on keeping it or making it its own deck maybe. But whenever I cast or copy an instant sorcery spell, Viren, Voice of Duality gets a +1/+1 counter until end of turn. If I'm casting or copying an instant sorcery spell, causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger. That ability triggers an additional time. And then, got lands, and then a Mystic Remora. Has commutative upkeep. It is a 1-drop. No, it's great for playing it later for her, so you can have your second or third spell in there. Whenever target opponent successfully casts a non-creature spell, you may draw a card unless that player pays 4 to counter that effect. You got lands. I do have a lot of basics in here. I want to get the dual lands that are really good, but they're really expensive, so it's just hard for me to get. So since she's kind of my main guy, I'm going to set her up here at the top for now, but she will be in view while I put other people down. Simian Spirit Guide. Remove Simian Spirit Guide from your hand and add a red mana. That is a 3-drop for that, unfortunately. Stern Scolding, a 1-drop. Counter target creature spell with power or toughness 2 or less. Cyclonic Rift. I always overload this majority of the time. People say it's not necessarily good in here because of the overload effect, so I'm kind of debating on taking it out, but honestly I do like keeping it in here. But again, add suggestions. Any suggestions are great. I will take them down in the comments. Desperate Ritual. I pay a red and a colorless for 3 mana to my mana pool. And then we got more lands. And then a Cerulean Wisp. This helps me if I've casted my 3rd spell, or say this is my 3rd spell. I can target Stella with the target creature and target creature becomes blue until end of turn and untap that creature. I can continually copy and draw a card until I reach my infinite combo of pinging people to death. So, into the Flood Maw. Ugh, I always mess that card up. Forgive me. Help me. This is proxied. It's not that expensive of a card, but I just don't have the money currently to buy as many cards for this deck. Gift a tap fish. I may promise an opponent to gift a fish as I cast a spell. If I do, they create a tapped 1/1 blue fish creature token before its other effects, and then I return target creature an opponent controls to its owner's hand. If the gift was promised, I return non-land permanent an opponent controls to its owner's hand. It doesn't have to be a creature, but it can be an opponent's non-land permanent. Now this is Brain Freeze. This could be another infinite combo with Lion's Eyes Diamond or Lotus Petal. I think I don't have any of those in here yet, but I'm working on it. Target player puts the top 3 cards of his or her library into her graveyard, which is Storm. So you just cast it. I don't know how this works yet. So I know it has something to do with like you cast this from you cast this somehow a bunch of times, and then it adds your storm counts, and then you have like infinite. I don't know. I don't know this deck very much because I want to build more infinite combos with this, and I don't have the combos with it, but I can look into that. Merchant Scroll, it is a 2-drop that I search my library for a blue instant sorcery. It does say Interrupt, but it's a sorcery. Revealed that card to all players and put it into my hand and reshuffle my library. Gadaxian Probe. I can either pay 2 life or blue and look at the target player's hand and draw a card, which I could copy if I really wanted to, so I can look at multiple people's if it was my second spell, but do I really want to do that? No. And that's a mountain. Then you have Consider. It's a 1-drop, helping me to get to her second ability. I surveil 1, and then I draw a card, and then you have Counterspell, 2-drop, just Counterspell. The Strixhaven Archives Spell Pierce, I like that. I need to put the foil one that I have in here, because I thought this one was the foiled one that I had, but no, it's not. I have a foil one. Command Tower, just good. Twin Flame, I do not have a Dual Caster Mage. That is also another infinite combo with Twin Flame. That is an infinite combo. And then you have Arcane Denial. Counter target spell. Its controller may draw up to 2 cards at the beginning of the next turn's upkeep, and I draw a card at the beginning of the next turn's upkeep. And then more land, the Shiverian Reef, an island, and then you have Narset. I put Narset in here. I don't know if I'm going to keep her in here. I may or may not. It's kind of, I'm playing around with this deck. I'm trying to make it a CDH deck. It kind of is like bordering 4 and 5. I know it's a 4. I know it's a 4 at the bare minimum, but it's like bordering a 5. I'm just trying to make it more optimized. But, you know, she's a Planeswalker that each opponent can't draw more than 1 card each turn. And I look at the top 4 cards in my library when I minus for 2. And I may reveal a non-creature, non-land card from among them and put them into my hand, and the rest on the bottom of my library in a random order. Brainstorm, draw 3 cards, then put 2 of the cards from my hand on top of my library in any order. An Offer I Can't Refuse, another 1-drop, I mean, it's cool. The person gets treasure tokens, but hey. Mishra's Bauble, 0-drop, so it's literally free spells for that. Springleaf Drum, I honestly don't think I'm going to keep this in here, but at the same time I could, because say this is my second spell and I decide to tap her, and then I have like an untapping card in my hand that helps me untap like my combo. My combo does allow me to untap her, and then I have a free mana to play. So I could keep it, could not keep it. Then we got a couple more lands. This will be taken out soon. Propaganda will probably not stay in here for very much longer. But it's okay to like early game so people don't mess with you, but then again you want to get her out sooner, so you really don't have the mana to be spending on this. So Propaganda isn't really what you want, but we're still workshopping here. Soul Ring, the Lord of the Rings version, because it's sick as hell. It's awesome. Slip Through Space. It has Devoid. It has no color, so it can't be countered by a Red Elemental Blast or a Pyroblast, because it's a blue spell, but it's not blue. It has no color, so you would have to do a colorless spell or just counter spell. Target creature can't be blocked this turn, and I draw a card. Sleight of Hand. Now this is cool. I just like this. This looks cool, and it's a 1-drop to allow me to look at the top 2 cards of my library and put one of them into my hand and the other one on the bottom of my library. And this is the combo. So after I've casted 3 spells, I play this. If it doesn't get countered, and I tap her, I hold priority and I tap her to copy it. untap her again, and I do that, and it creates a wicked roll token attached to her, but whenever one goes to the graveyard, it pings everyone for 1, and then they die, and I win the game. So that's the good combo. Realistically, you want to play like 2 1-drops and then play that, or play a 1-drop and then play a 1-drop that's like allowing you to draw cards or draw your whole deck out to play that. Faithless Looting, 1-drop, draw 2 cards, discard 2 cards of flashback. Solve the equation. 3-drop, search your library for an instant or sorcery card, reveal it and put it into your hand and shuffle. Stormkill Artist, it's staying in there. No one's telling me otherwise. It is great. It is a great card. I think it's just great. There's no hate to this because when you cast or copy, I create treasure tokens. So really, if I have both of these on board, I'll have infinite mana and infinite kill, or infinite life lost to my opponents. So I win the game one way or another, I think. I think I'll win the game one way or another. Urza's Bauble for the 0-drop. It just allows me to draw a card at the beginning of the next turn and sacrifice it to choose a player's at random to target hand and look at their hand. And then I do have a Spell Seeker. This allows me to seek for this spell, search for the spell, or search for an instant. That'll allow me to search for the spell to get her up to. So in reality, say I cast her and then on the next turn I cast Spell Seeker. I would want to go get Cerulean Wisp. That'd be spell 1, Cerulean Wisp would be spell 2 if I did have enough, and then this would be spell 3, allowing me to do my 3rd ability. So it is a very good card. Then you have Blades of Chaos Bond or Rite of Flame, where I can play it and net 1 mana. I can add 2 mana, red mana to my mana pool, and then add another one for each card named the Blades of Chaos in each graveyard. So anyone that has the Rite of Flame, it doesn't need to be named the Blades of Chaos, it is Rite of Flame. So anyone that plays Rite of Flame like earlier, so I would get like another mana if other people play. Pongify, it is a 1-drop that destroys a target creature and it can't be regenerated. Not a lot of people play this in combo decks or storm decks or spell slingers. It's a 1-drop that destroys, so I don't see a problem with it, but then again, I'm not that great at CDH. I'm trying to play into that world of CDH. I'm getting into it. I'm not exactly good at it. Okay. So now we have Ponder. Look at the top 3 cards of my library and then put them back in any order, and I may shuffle and draw a card. And then I have Arcane Signet, self-explanatory 2-drop that adds 1 mana of any color of my commander's identity. And then Fellwar Stone, add add 1 mana of any color that a land an opponent controls could produce. Don't mind my speech impediments. I misstep every now and again. My brain just bleh. Radical Idea. As 2, pays 2, a blue and a colorless, and I draw a card and I can jumpstart it. If I cast this card from my graveyard, discarding a card in addition to paying its other costs, then I exile this card. So it's like another flashback. It's kind of like a flashback thing. Then a mountain, of course. Then we have Vandablast, which you can't overload. I've seen it played, I've seen it not played. It's kind of whatever you play against in your personal pod. Personal tutor. People really don't like this tutor because you put it on top and it's a 1-drop. I go for mystical and personal whenever I'm playing something that needs spells cast to do stuff. I don't see where some people don't like it, but no, some people just don't. Red Elemental Blast counters a blue spell being cast, or it destroys a target blue card in play. So when people play Elemental Blast and say I'm instant speed, and they want to go like, oh, I'm going to destroy Stella, or I'm going to counter your Pongify or something, then I could go, not Pongify, but like say someone wanted to destroy her with Elemental Blast, I could play slip through space and it makes her have no color. I think. No, it don't make her have no color. The spell doesn't have no color. Never mind. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I need to look into my own deck a bit more. But one of my favorite pulls out of the recent set of Strixhaven, Force of Will from the archives. It's just crazy. It's my favorite pull. And I may pay 1 life. I paid for one of these, and I also pulled one of these. So it's kind of wild, and I'm keeping it just in case I decide to build another blue deck, which I'm currently building another deck with blue in it, so I might put it in there. If I pay 1 life and exile a blue card from my hand rather than pay the spell's mana cost, so I don't have to pay the mana cost. So it's technically 0, and that adds to her ability. Repeal. That's probably not going to stay in there very long. This is still workshopped. Still need to be workshopped and stuff. Return target land non-land permanent with mana value X or less to its owner's hand and draw a card. Surreal Visions. Draw a card and scry 2. It's a 1-drop. Very good. Then you got land, and then you have a Preordain. I scry 2, then draw a card. The opposite of Surreal Visions. I do the exact opposite. Refocus. Refocus is another way for me to do her ability. Like, say I don't have this in my hand yet. Say I don't have Twisted Fidelity in my hand. If I don't have it in my hand and I want to go get it, I play this after it being my 3rd spell, and then I tap her to copy it, and I keep doing that. And then I draw my whole deck out, and hopefully I have enough mana to play Twisted Fidelity to win the game. But if I don't, well, big sad. But one of another good cards, Refocus or Cerulean Wisp, are the 2 cards you're kind of looking for when you want to win the game. Thought Skewer, I play it for 1 blue, and target player mills 2 cards, and I draw a card. Then you have Talisman of Creativity from Who. I like it. It looks cool. From the Who set. It looks cool. From the Doctor Who set. And then Flusterstorm. Counter target instant or sorcery spell unless its controller pays 1. And it has Storm. Grape Shot. Great card. Great card. Does 1 damage to any target, and it gets copied for every spell casted this turn before this turn. And I may choose new targets for those copies. So say someone, like the whole time, like there's been a whole interaction, like a countering spell thing, like the whole time, people be countering each other, or trying to counter or destroy. The entire time they're doing that, it adds to the storm count, and I could just be like, I want to play Grape Shot. Like they're trying to counter my stuff, because it's a sorcery. So like people are trying to counter my stuff, I try to counter theirs, add to the storm count, and I play this, and I deal however much damage I potentially could have, and it gets copied for that many times. So it does this, and then however many copies for each spell we cast before it. That's why this deck, you need to keep track of the storm count, because if you don't, you're gonna miss a lot of stuff with storm on it, because I have a few things with storm on it in here, and you're gonna miss it. Heuristic Study, just basic card draw. A lot of people hate it because they don't want you to draw cards because it gets you to this faster. Think twice, draw cards with flashback. Pretty self-explanatory. It does have flashback, and you just pay for 1 extra and then play it again, and then you exile. Gutter Snipe. Whenever I cast a sorcery spell, Gutter Snipe does 2 damage to each opponent. It would be really good if it said cast or copy, but that's pretty good. Hall of Storm Giants, Exotic Orchard, Mountain, Island. Expressive Iteration. Look at the top 3 cards in my library and put one of them into my hand and the other on the bottom of my library and exile one of them, and you may play the exiled card this turn. And then you have Vengeful Possession. Gain control of target creature until end of turn, untap it. It gains haste until end of turn. I may discard a card, and if I do, draw a card. It is a slower version of Cerulean Wisp and Refocus, because I have to do the cards one at a time. I can't just draw. I have to do them one at a time because I have to discard a card, then draw. Discard a card, then draw. Discard a card, then draw. It's slower, but it still gets me to that if someone doesn't counter that. Anyway, then we have Phyretic Ritual. I'm netting 1 red mana. I pay 2 mana for 3 red mana. And then I have Opt. I pay 1 to scry 1 and draw a card. Good card for my 3rd ability to rack up the storm count. Sink into Stupor. Return target spell or non-land permanent and opponent controls. And then finally Crimson Wisp. Target creature becomes red until end of turn and has haste until end of turn, and I draw a card. Just a really good deck all around. Still workshopping it. Again, in the comments if you have any idea of what I should add to this deck or take away from this deck, or just any ideas in general for YouTube or Magic the Gathering in general, what you want to see, leave in the comments. Let's talk about it a little bit, boys. So I hope you all enjoyed the video and, have a good day. Peace.